If you're running a Shopify store and haven't set up email marketing yet, you're leaving money on the table. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up Klaviyo for Shopify in 2025, so you can start generating sales automatically with email campaigns, flows, and segmentation. Here's what we're going to cover in this video. First, I'm going to cover how to connect Klaviyo to your Shopify store. Then, I'm going to go over the best email automations to set up for higher conversion. And finally, I'm going to show you how to segment your email list for maximum sales. Plus, I'll throw in some email design tips that actually work. I'll walk you through the entire process, so by the end of the video, you'll have a fully functional email system on Shopify. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to walk through setting up Klaviyo. I'm going to put us onto my screen here so you can see exactly what's going on. So I have a Shopify store set up. It's passive aggressive shop and haberdashery, and we want to add Klaviyo to this site. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to go set up a Klaviyo account. So if you go to subbowl.ca/Klaviyo, you'll get a form. You can fill out the form. So I'm going to fill out the form here with my email address. Here we go. Here's my new email address. Make sure there's no space in the beginning. I'm going to go password. I'm going to save that in my password manager. And then we're going to go down and finish out. Oops, that's not what I want to do. And we're going to create the account. So after we've gone through, created the account, filled out the form, we're going to get an email that should come in saying that we've created this account. We got to fill out some business goals, it's consumer goods. Okay, we're going to sell products online, continue. We're going to be using Shopify, continue. And now it's going to ask us to connect it to our Shopify store. So I already have a Shopify store set up. I left the link down below if you don't have one set up yet and you want to get one. So you go and grab this part of the URL, which is the admin handle. It used to be at the beginning, but they've changed things around a little bit. So now it's passive aggressive shop. And I put this in here, passiveaggressiveshop.myshopify.com. Now it's not super clear because nowhere in here does it say that your website is passiveaggressive.myshopify.com. Now you might be able to see it underneath customized domain, but you used to just be able to grab it out of the URL. Shopify has changed their URL structure to be admin.shopify.com/store/passiveaggressive shop. And what you should probably think to do is copy that last piece and then add .myshopify to the bottom. You can also see it under domains. So if you go into where is it? They moved it here on me. Settings, and then you go into domains here. You'll see that it's got your, again, my Shopify address in there. All right, so once I've gone and done that, I can hit continue, and it will prompt me to install the app onto my store. So now I have the app, and I'm going to hit install, and this is going to give me access to my information, the data that is stored in my store. All right, now once that has finished installing, the next thing we're going to do is it's going to take us into Klaviyo here. We want to set up your synchronization between Klaviyo and Shopify. So we want to sync your Shopify subscribers to Klaviyo, so anybody who you already have in your Shopify store, so this is customers that you've had, and then you want to sync your Klaviyo profiles back to Shopify. So anybody who signs up for a Klaviyo thing is going to be added into your Shopify as a customer. All right, we can hit drop down sync settings. We can say all profiles, or we can only sync the profiles that already exist in Shopify. Since this is a new store, I'm just going to hit all to all. Email, SMS, marketing, subscription status, we're going to check that, and email and SMS received, open, and clicked events, we want that. So these are the types of data it's going to pull from Shopify when events happen. Okay, so we can hit continue, and then we need to enter in our address. So I'm going to go enter in my address. This is required for your spam compliance, you need to make sure that you have a physical address in there. So we add our business address. We have our sender name. Now, I'm going to change the sender name to an actual person. So I don't want this to be coming from a business name. I would much rather it come from an actual person. And the name of the person that we have for the passive aggressive shop and haberdashery is Polly Polite. She is our customer service representative. Do you have a custom website? So this is the next step you're going to need to do in order to set up your sender domain. So a sender domain is a domain that is specifically designed for sending out mass emails and also for transactional emails. So the sender domain name is going to be send.passiveaggressive.shop, which is the name of our, it's got to be polite. Well, we're going to go enter the sender's email address. So this is going to be poly.polite@passive. Oh no, we have my mistake. This is enter the email address for your website's custom domain. So this is going to be polypolite@passiveaggressive.shop. Now, the reason that got a little confusing for me is because I originally set us up with a Gmail account to get everything going. I eventually plan to move this over to Google Workspace, but while I'm setting all this stuff up, I don't want to put in a bunch of billing information and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use free services to get going. And then as our business grows, we're going to continue to do that. How do you want to use Klaviyo? We're going to use it mostly for SMS at the moment. And we're also going to use it for reviews. Reviews are an excellent piece to be using inside of this. We could use it for SMS. Actually, SMS might be a good thing, and mobile push notifications, which will be nice. So I'm going to use it for all of them. Okay, great. So now it's gone and sent me an email. It's asked me to check my Gmail. So I've got my email here. It'll come up and it'll say, you need to confirm your email address. So I'm going to go and do that. Copy link, and I'm going to paste that in here and confirm it. And now we are in to Klaviyo. Now it's going to ask you to set up for a plan. I'm going to go with the free plan for the time being. We don't have a lot of customers and that sort of thing, so we want to make sure that we get it all set up first before we go and invest a bunch of money into it. All right, so their onboarding list is going to walk you through the different things you need to add. So first, we need to connect to Shopify. We've already gone and done that. So if we go under apps, we can see Klaviyo is already installed on our store. Super good. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to turn on their app inside our theme. So if I hit turn on, this is going to take us over to Shopify, and it's going to open up the theme customizer. Now, in the theme customizer, I just have a standard Dawn theme installed right now. And under app embeds, it's going to ask us to turn on the on-site JavaScript. This is a huge, huge update. You used to have to go and grab code and plug it into the site and then add click events and stuff like that. This now all happens automatically. So this was a really great update that they made. Now, once that has been done, now what we need to do is we need to build our brand library. So this is confirming your logos, brand colors, creative assets, all of those sort of things. Not going to go through that right now because I actually haven't gone and done any of the branding stuff for this new company. So I'm going to hit skip for now. And then we got to setting up your subscriber list. So this is where you want to collect email addresses to when they sign up through a web form. So if we hit set up, it's going to ask, what is your main email list? Where are you going to store all of your main contacts? So we're going to set up an email list. We have to decide whether we want it double opt-in or single opt-in. Double opt-in prevents bots from signing up. I'm going to show you another tool that we use in order to prevent bots from signing up. Or you can have single opt-in, which is someone immediately signs up, which I wouldn't recommend going to that. If you're going to get signups, you want to get real signups. You want to get real people. So we're going to go with double opt-in. We go next. This is the confirmation email address. Now we can go in and edit it. We can do that later on if we want to, or we can do that right now. But right now, yes, confirm our subscription. Okay, done. And then last but not least, we need to import our contacts. Now, I don't have any contacts for this shop yet because it's a brand new business, so I'm just going to hit skip for now. Okay, great. So now that we have created our Klaviyo account, it's now going to walk through the next piece of the wizard, which is setting up abandoned carts, setting up a welcome new subscriber, setting up a sign-up form on your site so that you can get people to join your list. Then we're going to send our first email campaign, and then we're going to nurture interests with browse abandonment flows and stuff like that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and set up lost cart reminders. Now, this is a abandoned cart flow. So this is the first place where you would be losing customers when you're working on your site. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the trigger. So the trigger is when something happens, the event happens. Then we hit next, and it comes up and it says we're going to wait three hours, and then we're going to send an email. The first one, I'm going to actually change this to 6 hours. I find 6 hours is a better time limit than 3 hours is. 3 hours is a little bit too quick. You want to catch them after they finish doing all of the things that they were doing. Hopefully catch them when they're not busy, right? So it looks like you left something behind. Then we're going to wait 2 days, and then we're going to say your cart about to expire, which is the last call for action on the site. All right, so then we're going to confirm our sender information. So this is the website where they're going to make the purchase. They're going to go to passiveaggressive.shop. The sender email is going to be polypolite@passiveaggressive.shop, and the currency is going to be in Canadian dollars. So now it's going to go and create our abandoned cart flow. It takes a few minutes for Klaviyo to go through and set this all up. And then once it's set up, it's ready to go live. So we go, okay, and then we can go and turn it to live. So you can go and do all of your cart activations at once, I believe. Let's just see, manage flow, add profile, preview. Okay, that's so that we can preview it. I think we have to go through and turn on each one manually. So we go in, email number 1 is going to be live. Okay, that one is live, and email number 2 is now live. Oh, that's right. If you hit update status, it's going to set all of the flow statuses to live. There's the button, and then we can go and hit save. Okay, great. We have now set up our abandoned cart. So what this means is if someone's gone through your website, they've added all of the pieces into their cart that they want to purchase, they've added in their email address, all that sort of stuff, and maybe they saw the price and they're like, I don't know if I want to go and buy this right now. This will send them a reminder saying, hey, you left something in your cart. Please come back and purchase it. Okay, so that is the first flow. We have our first abandoned cart flow set up. The next thing we want to do is we want to add in a welcome series. So a welcome series tells the customer about your shop, tells them about what they should expect from you. So we're going to go and use the flow that is in the bottom left-hand corner. Klaviyo makes this really easy to go and set it up. What I find is often there are so many helpful pieces on a new software's dashboard, it's very easy to skip over them looking for exactly what you want. This makes it really easy. So welcome series, we're going to use this flow. Okay, it's going to trigger when someone gets added to email list. It's going to be all new signups, so this is only going to apply to new people who have signed up. So if someone subscribes, unsubscribes, and then subscribes again, it won't go to them. We can offer them a unique discount. So if you have something on your site to drive people, like maybe a 10% off, you can give them a discount code. We're going to use these unique codes will be generated automatically every day inside of Shopify, so that you don't need to manage them. So you can have a unique code for every single person. This prevents people from reusing codes, if that's something you want to do to drive people to the site. So we need to now decide on the coupon code that we're going to do. So the name is not editable once the code has been created. So we want to create the code properly. Typically people call it welcome. And then the prefix is if it's going to have a few characters before. So the discount code we're going to give, because this is the passive aggressive shop, we're going to give a 0% discount. Or how can I get a 0? Discount must be larger than 0. So we're going to give a $1 discount off their entire order. But we will probably be charging them a $1 passive aggressive fee, because that's the whole idea behind this shop. All right, so we're going to create a coupon code, and it's going to add that to the email that goes out. So once they subscribe, they immediately get an email, and then they wait 3 days, and then there's a conditional split. If they have placed an order, then we skip them and we go to the end. If they haven't, we send them the coupon reminder. And we're going to set this to delay 3 days from when they go and do it. Okay. Then we're going to hit next, and we're going to hit continue, because now this flow has now been set up. It takes a little bit of time for Klaviyo to go and build it. And now we have review and turn on. We can update our statuses to live, and we can hit save. Okay, great. We have just set up 2 of the most important flows inside of Klaviyo for a new store. All right, so now once we have finished this, we're going to click on the Klaviyo logo, and that's going to take us back to the dashboard. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to set up browse abandonment. Now, browse abandonment is if someone is looking at a page and they have already signed up for your email list, you can send them a transactional email which says, hey, we noticed that you might have been interested in looking at this product. So we're going to use this flow. Okay, when someone views a product, so it's going to use that app that we installed on your theme to view when somebody views the product. Then it's going to send an email. Is this something that you liked? And then it is going to, it's going to wait 2 hours from when they saw it, and then is this something you like? We're going to review and turn this on. See how easy it is to just like create flows inside of Klaviyo? It does not take a lot of time at all, and like editing them afterwards, also a super easy thing to do. Okay, next we're going to go and use the customer thank you flow. So this is the thank you after they've completed the shop. So this is when someone has placed an order. We're going to wait until a specific time of the day. So we're going to wait until 9 a.m. the next day. And then if they have placed an order more than once, we send them a thank you saying, you're what makes us great. Or no, if we send if it's their first order, we thank them for their first order. If they're a repeat customer, we send a repeat thank you customer to show that we care about what they are participating in with our store. Brings them into the community. All right, so we're going to hit save. We're going to turn that one on. And now the last one that we're going to turn on. Actually, that is the last one. That is the last. Actually, let's go back to home. Yeah, that is the last flow that you need to turn on to get your Shopify store ready to receive additional sales. It's really just making the most of the people that have come to your shop. Now, I'm going to go back in after we finish this tutorial, and I'm going to change the template. So I just want to quickly show you how you would go and change a template for a specific email. So if you go into flows, once you're in Klaviyo, and you go to abandoned cart reminders, and you see the one here, it says email 1. If you click on the triple dots, you can hit the edit button, and it's going to take you to the email builder, right? So in the email builder, you can change it to mobile, and you can change it to desktop, and then you can go and change the name of the email, the subject line, the preview text, the sender name, the sender email, and you can add some CC stuff to it. So we're going to hit edit email. And this brings you into the email editor. And this is a really easy editor to use. You basically select the section that you want to add, and you can drag it in wherever you want it to be. You can put different sections on mobile, and desktop. If you would like to see a deeper dive into like how to use the editor inside of Klaviyo, I'd be happy to make a video on that. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you want me to go and do a deep dive tutorial on Klaviyo specifically. All right, let's quickly talk about segmentation. So the reason you want to segment your lists is, one, to lower the send size, mostly because sending more is more expensive. But it also, if the segment that you're sending it to is a higher engaged bunch of email addresses, you're going to get a higher deliverability score. And deliverability is everything when it comes to email marketing. So when you think about email marketing, there is really 3 objectives you want to get done. One, you need to make sure it lands in the inbox. That's number 1. It doesn't matter how many emails you send if nobody reads them. Number 2, you have to have a high open rate. Because they may get it into their inbox, but if they don't open it and they just delete it, again, it's as good as it not being delivered. A little bit better, but not as good. And then third, you want a high click-through rate. And the high click-through rate means people actually get to your website. If you have a low click-through rate, you're not going to be able to sell as much. You can't sell something directly from an email. You can click to a website, but you can't actually have them purchase in the email program itself. So let's hop over to my screen. So I've switched to a different Klaviyo account from the one that we were using, and I'm going to show you how to set up your own lists and segments. Now you have your master list where everything gets put into that. But if you want to create a segment, so you want to send an email message to a small little group, you can use the segment tool inside of Klaviyo to do it. Now, Klaviyo is going to automatically set up a bunch of segments. It's got potential purchasers, VIP customers, win-back opportunities, and repeat buyers. Those are all segments that you can create email campaigns to go and send to. But what I'm going to do is say I have a new segment. I've got a special deal that I'm going to be sending to my Canadian-only email accounts. So I'm going to go and say Canadian customers is going to be my segment. Okay, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to select a condition. So there's a bunch of conditions inside of Klaviyo. The easiest one to use is properties about somebody. So this will look at their profile and it will pull out their property. And so the first one, property about somebody, and I'm going to go and select the property, and I'm going to say the country is equal to, and then it's going to pull out a list of all of the countries that are available to me in my list. So I'm going to say Canada. And what it will do is it will automatically go and pre-create the list so that we can see how many people are in that segmentation. And so you can see up here we've got 18 in my segmentation that are from Canada, and then I can hit preview details. It's going to show me a couple of people that are in there. I can visually verify them. I know that these people are Canadian people, and then I can hit create segment. And what this will do is now I will have a segment inside Klaviyo that anytime I want to go and send something to Canadian customers, I can send it directly to customers. These segments are dynamic too. So as new people sign up for things, you don't have to go and create a list and add everybody to it. Klaviyo will automatically add their involvement in a segment to their profile. And this works really, really well. It allows you to really highly dial in videos or highly dial in emails going specifically to people who are on that list. All right, now, once that has all been set up, there is one last step that we're gonna need to do, which is we need to go back over to your Shopify store, and you need to make sure that you don't have any of the automations that are set up in Shopify set up for you. So right now you have abandoned checkout emails are being sent automatically from Shopify. They set this up for you automatically. We actually want to turn this off. So we want to edit settings, and we're going to turn this one here off, and we are going to go down to abandoned cart, send abandoned cart checkouts immediately, because we're using an app to do it. So we don't want to end up sending 2 emails to people when the store sets up. So we're going to hit that, and then we're going to hit save. And then now we don't have any of the Shopify marketing pieces running. So when you switch over to using an app, you want to disable all the things that Shopify automatically sets up for you, because you don't want to end up sending them to 2 people.
set up Klaviyo email marketing on Shopify in 2025. Now, if that helped, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more actionable Shopify tips, maybe drop a comment if you want to see more on email marketing tutorials, or if you have a question about this setup. Finally, if you want to join a Shopify community of owners to share strategies and techniques, join my free Shopify community with the link in description. You can find that at expertbymonday.com/community. And I'll see you there.